That is all 3.5 minutes done. Now, these 4x75, fully uphill. Do you remember last week when I said I'm gonna back off on the tempo to not compromise the hills? That was a really smart idea. Today, I did not back off on the tempo. The hills are now suffering. So here we go, week 4 of Alicante half marathon training is here. That means that when we finish this week, we're a third of the way through the block. And you're joining me here as the sun is about to rise. It is 7:55. It's so depressingly dark this time in the morning, and I'm going to be a brave boy. We're hitting the trails. But I can't stop this morning, sadly. I literally have 65 minutes to get this workout done. So I'm only able to do a 10-minute warm-up cool down, which, well, I've got 20 seconds to go. And then we're going to roll into it. So what have we got today? 8-minute tempo, 90-second easy jog, and then 5 by 3.5 minutes and 4 by 75 seconds. So in distance terminology, it kind of comes out to 5 by K and 4 by 400 with a just over 2K tempo at the start. But as I penciled this one in as the fartlek this week, and we're not doubling today, I'll explain more on that later. I converted it to time so that I wasn't going on distance, and we're going to head out there. And I'm really excited because I'm taking this not to my usual trails, but to the ones that I've been doing all my hill work on. Right, tempo done, 650 per mile. It's taken me until week 4 to feel like I could come up here and do my workouts, and I'm excited today. All the deer running through there, but yeah, it is tough. These hills are no joke. They're not like the other roller I do my stuff on. That's much more runnable. This is a challenge, and these K reps or 330s are going to be tough. Here we go, first one. Let's get rolling. Oh, it's windy up here. So this is worth coming up here for. I tell you what, this is humbling. These not only are hillier and more undulating, but the surface isn't great either. So although it's runnable to a degree, if you're not battling a hill, you're trying to find the good racing line through the cobbly, sort of stony sections of the trail. Unbelievable. I'm so glad I've come up here, but this is so hard. It's too done. All done. One more, and this one is all uphill, no brakes. Ugh. Lovely, right, that is all the 3.5 minutes done. Oh, now these 4x75 are pretty much, I think, at least 2 or 3 of them, again, fully uphill. I'm not off the trail yet, so this is going to be a fun end to this one. Last one, downhill onto the road. So there we go, I said I would use the hills to my advantage before Christmas, and that's exactly what we did. Hard to gauge fitness when you're out there running on that type of terrain, but felt quite strong this morning, to be fair, and yeah, it was a challenge, but it was a good challenge. So very glad to get that one done. I've literally got 10 minutes to get home, which would be spot on. So that is Tuesday done. I'll explain on the next clip in the next workout why I'm not doubling. Yeah, see you shortly. So there we go, workout done. Let's get back and dive into a couple of stats before getting out to the next workout. So that one went really well, pretty happy with that. Very difficult to gauge fitness when you're out running on that sort of terrain. But ultimately, to hit the paces that I did on those final 4 by 75 seconds, I'm really happy with that, to be honest with you. I always look for that pace distribution across a run and make sure that I pace myself properly, which, spoiler alert, doesn't happen in the second workout you're about to see. However, I managed to nail it on this one, so that's good. And before I share a couple of things on this workout, I want to say a massive thanks to COROS for sponsoring this week's video, this training series leading up to the Alicante half marathon. I'll be wearing their Pace Pro throughout training, and of course their arm heart rate monitor to be tracking all of my runs and the data that you're about to see now. Still appreciating great GPS accuracy, still appreciating solid battery life on both this and the arm heart rate monitor. But the one thing that I'm really enjoying and actually appreciating in the app and the COROS Training Hub itself is being able to very quickly and easily see my effort paces rather than the actual paces that I'm running when it's beeping and showing me on screen. I can very quickly go into the app post run and have a quick look at what those efforts were, because at the moment, as you guys know, I'm hitting undulating terrain, doing a lot of hill work, and so it's good to see what the effort would translate to if I was out there on the flat. And the other feature I just want to very quickly highlight is the training load. This is really useful for me to see, because you can see here the 12-week spread of my training load, starting at 3 weeks out from Abingdon Marathon. You can see it goes down when the 2-week taper and the race day itself, and then of course a complete flat line where I didn't train. Then I'm building back up, and now you can see the final 4 dots are starting to increase back to a normal training load. Obviously this week is slightly down because we haven't finished the week yet. However, it's going to be up there with the others. And although I write my own training plans and structure everything myself, it's good to have the backup here to show me that things are trending in the right direction and I'm doing the right things. So if you're interested on learning anything more or have any questions, please do drop them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them down there. And if you're interested in picking up any of the COROS products, whether it be a watch or the arm heart rate monitor, do check out the link in the description. That will take you through to the website. And once again, a massive thanks to COROS for sponsoring this week's video and of course the training series in general. And so very quickly before we jump into the next workout, I just want to show you those effort paces, because this is what I'm looking at the moment and making sure I'm getting the right effort levels in. You'll see in the middle column the average pace for the reps there are what they are, but over on the right hand side you'll see the effort paces, and for me they all seem to be aligning roughly where I want them to be. Rep 2 was a bit of an anomaly. I think that one was slightly downhill, but otherwise the rest are exactly where I'd expect them to be. And then you can see there the 4 by 75 seconds were a bit of a mixed bag. The first 2 were uphill and you can see some great effort paces there, and then rep 3 was kind of a bit up and then a lot down, and then the final one was a lot downhill. So you can see the effort paces there weren't quite as much. I do struggle being a taller runner to get that confidence to absolutely fly down hills. I have further to fall, and I feel like I'm a bit like Bambi on ice when I'm running downhill. It's a little bit sketchy, especially on that type of terrain when it's not hard flat tarmac where I feel really confident. I've never seemed to be able to get decent effort paces on those type of sections, but otherwise I've got to say overall that was really good. So happy with it. Now let me show you how not to pace a workout. So welcome to Thursday. It's cold. I do not want to do this today and I've left my glasses on. Right, I've hit pause, here we go. So today, what do we have on the cards? This is not a good day to not be feeling good, because this is the last big hill workout. I've got a 15-minute tempo as always from here. If you've seen the last 2 weeks, you'll know it's pretty much green gate to the base of the hill. 2-minute easy jog recovery, and then 5 by 3 minutes. So this is it. This is the last big one. Last week was 6 by 2. This week is 5 by 3. There will be a couple more hill workouts sprinkled in here and there, but it's not going to be the magnitude of this. In 2 weeks' time, when we're back in January, the specific work is really going to start. We'll be hitting the flat a little bit more, and we'll really be testing out paces. As for today, I was really looking forward to today. I still am. Obviously, these hill reps hurt, but to be honest with you, I do feel a little bit flat. I feel so much better than last week when I was poorly. Tuesday. Bounced back from that really quickly, very, very happy. But honestly, it's been such a crazy week. Kids break up from school today at lunchtime in about 2.5 hours. So I need to get this run done and everything. I've kind of basically booked today off and I'll be back working again tomorrow. So yeah, I'm excited to get this one done. I just wish I felt a little bit more sharp than today. So yeah, time is of the essence as per what it was on Tuesday. Let's get into this and let's see what this 15-minute tempo brings. Here we go. Oh, sorry shoes. Oh, there we go. That was spicy. 5:41 per mile. Fastest tempo, I think. Oh, now the hills. Here we go. 5 times 3 minutes. Come on. Right, first 2 done. Today is about banking the workout, I think. Not tempo was great. These reps are tough. My legs felt buggered at the start and they do now. Coming up that second rep, oh, that was hard. I'm just gonna have to try and grind this one out. Let's move on to number 3 and move over halfway. Right, that's 4 done. So, do you remember last week when I said I'm gonna back off on the tempo to not compromise the hills? Well, that was a really smart idea. Today, I did not back off on the tempo and the hills are now suffering. I didn't feel great anyway, but absolutely fell apart on that 4th one. 1 to go. This is it. Here we go, last one. Let's get this one done. So there we go, decent last one, workout done. That was the hardest one of the block done, but that signifies the end of the big hill work. Really happy with that. So I did try and record a little bit more post-run there, but the GoPro battery died. So how did I feel about it? Well, it ended up being okay. I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball to you actually. I moaned about that and I did push the tempo quite hard, unintentionally, be completely honest with you. I just kind of went with how I felt. But what I didn't do, as I mentioned after rep 4, is I didn't intentionally hold back. I just went with the flow this morning. It was good that the flow was fast. I do feel it kind of compromised the hills a little bit. Still got some good work done. Reps 2 and 4 were a bit naff, but it was what it was. The 5th one was decent. And I tell you what, when I got into that cool down, I started flowing really quite well. I felt really good, as if someone had like injected me with energy. So it was quite a bizarre feeling really. I felt quite sluggish from the start. The tempo rolled nicely. The hills were tough. But then the cool down was amazing. So who knows, it ended up being a pretty solid run overall. And in terms of the week so far as a whole, it's been okay. I haven't managed to double this week. It is the pre-Christmas week. I am going to hope to try and get out an extra time at some point to make up for that lost double, but the reality is I probably won't be able to. Lots of kids' activities in the evening, lots of either myself or my wife out. It's just the way it is at the moment. And as the kids break up today, as I mentioned in the video, it's going to be hectic now for the next few weeks. So to be honest with you, video schedule is probably going to go a little bit crazy after this one, but we'll see what we can do. Overall, in terms of the week itself, as I said, the workouts, both of them have been pretty decent, feeling good, starting to feel like things are flowing again. A good way to end week 4. I'll do a bit of gel testing this weekend on the long run, which you won't see. I'll save that for a separate video probably. And then the exciting thing is I have my first race next weekend. So the end of week 5. So obviously going to have 3 days off over Christmas. I usually do.
Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So I'll feel a bit rusty, a bit flat, but I can't wait to get out there and just go and rip a 10K. Obviously it's not flat, it's definitely not fast open country roads, but they are rolling from start to finish. There's barely any flat on there. My goal, just see if I can go out there and match or beat last year's time. So we'll wrap this one there, guys. Another solid week, 4 of them done, a third of the way through the training block, getting very excited now. Can't wait to January now, for January I should say, so we can kick in and start getting some flat and fast stuff done, see where we're at, see where paces are, see how we've progressed from Battersea Park Half Marathon 5 weeks ago now, was it, I think? Absolutely crazy, or 4 weeks ago. I've completely lost all memory of dates and everything. Christmas is blurring everything, as I'm sure it is for you guys. That's it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please do consider giving it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and I'll see you on the next one.